Now, the other piece is, okay, great. So we have these 27 products, pretty small compared to the hundreds or thousands of products that we're dealing with today. And from a cost perspective, not a big issue. Well, my team and I conducted an analysis looking at the pipeline. And we looked at everything from phase 1 to even phase 4, so post-marketing studies that are clinical studies that are currently in process. There were over 4,300 of those studies. And then what we did is we actually looked at the what was exactly being studied for each one of those specific clinical studies and whether the specific study had the intent of looking for specific genetic markers, making an assumption, whether it's correct or not, that the reason they're studying to determine whether that genetic marker is a useful indicator for the treatment of a specific disease state, that their intent is to go pursue some type of a genetic test marker when they're finally applied to market. So if you're looking, so we basically classify these into 3 different groups, right? If you're looking at this. So there's the orange, which is based on what we found is that genetic test is quite possible for that specific usage. There's a subset where we were unable to determine based off of the information for the clinical trial whether that was their intent or not. And then there was some that were straightforward. They're not even close. There's nothing in here to suggest that it's a genetic test. But overall, what we found is that 34%, about 1,400 of those clinical studies were tied to some type of a genetic marker. And as you can see, if you look at phase 4, which, is about 146 clinical trials, so those are currently marketed drugs. But then if you look at phase 3, that number is increased to 184, and then phase 2, granted a lot of those trials will fail, there's 467. So there's a robust pipeline in process for drugs that require genetic testing, suggesting that we really need to think about this now because that number is going to increase over time.